I made friends out there.
Yeah.
I made friends in the Central Station because the people that used to be the shotters and whatever used to all be in Central Station.
So yeah, let's talk more about Amsterdam. Obviously, I'm fascinated. I love Amsterdam.
Yeah,
I mean, any way to be able to live out in Amsterdam is just the win. I've always wanted to own a coffee shop or something. That's my dream.
Betty Boo, Grasshopper.
Did you smoke weed and stuff like this at these times?
Yeah, of course, I went out there, and Amsterdam is. It's different. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's different for the locals. It's different once you start to get to know Amsterdam. It's a wonderful country, and I made a lot of money over
there. Yeah. So what was that? Basically, fixing up the mules just to come on their journeys back. You were getting paid.
Yeah, but the reason why I got caught is, well, I got caught.
How?
Okay, so we used to. No, I can't even say. Okay, so
don't think of a lie.
Okay, we used to go through. We used to surf through customs. Let's just put it that way. While other people were getting searched, we just used to surf through French customs, coming through on the coach.
All right. So
yeah.
what?
And one time, I stole a car with somebody.
I'm just checking out my foundation.
So yeah, we used to surf through customs, so it was easy. Yeah, so but what happened is, okay, so I stole a car with somebody. I walked past a brand new car, yeah, with the keys in the back of the car, yeah.
What made you steal it? Were you not thinking you're on drugs? You're not thinking...
No, I was an opportunist. No, this was in England,
yep.
Yeah. Someone helped me steal the car, yeah. I said I was going to...
And so what were you even planning on doing with this car? You just thought you'd give it to one of the boys or one of your friends or something?
I was going to sell it on. I was going to sell it on and make the money from the car,
yep.
Basically. But while I was in Amsterdam, yeah, I went away. And while I was in Amsterdam, the person that I stole the car with, yeah, wanted money. Yeah, so when I come through customs, I had stuff on me, yeah, that I was bringing over. And I come through customs, got to England, yeah, went to go from the coach from Dover to Victoria, yeah, and a police car pulled up in front of the coach looking for me. So I believe the person that I stole the car with, straight.
Okay. And so, obviously at this point now where you're feeling like you got through, this must have been a massive shock to you. And
of course it's a massive shock because I've got through French customs where they're supposed to be searching you up. I'm getting back onto a coach.
About obviously this day when obviously the police are pulled up in front. You didn't think it's for you to start with, and what, they came onto the coach and said, right, did you hear him shout out the name or something and shit yourself?
Yeah, of course I shit myself. Like, I was like, why would you want me?
Were you on your own at this point?
Yeah, I was on my own. Yeah. Apparently it was another person.
And did you know how much you had on you?
Pardon?
Did you know how much cocaine you had on you?
No.
You didn't have a clue how much you had on you?
Pardon? No.
Okay.
Right, so anyway, next thing I know, yeah, I'm getting taken to the hospital to get x-rayed. And...
Okay. Had you swallowed it or did you just have it?
No, I've done both.
Okay, fucking hell, so you had a lot on you at this point.
Yeah. Mm.
And so what happened at hospital then? Obviously
the hospital, they x-rayed me, they made me take laxatives, and it was the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. They put me in one of them like polythene jumpsuits, yeah. They made me look like Hannibal Lecter. I was cuffed to the officers. Yeah, walking through the hospital.
And so what age was this then?
This
so I was always trying to get a time period.
23.
So this was, I thought you'd only gone out there. So this all happened within the first year of obviously starting going out there. So it wasn't like you didn't have a long run then, a few year run.
Pardon?
You didn't have a long run.
I was going to Amsterdam before, yeah, but I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I started doing stuff, that's when I got caught.
Okay.
So anyway.
And so how much did you have on you then, transpired by the time it all come out?
Half a key.
Half a key?
No. Yeah, half a key.
Yeah. Remanded straight away from there?
Yeah. Remanded. It was my daughter's birthday. It was my daughter's birthday. I went out there to pay for her birthday party. And yeah.
It's mad, isn't it, how you do bad stuff or naughty stuff for the good reasons.
Yeah.
You were doing it for a good
reason, yeah. So anyway, I ended up getting remanded straight to prison. It was crazy. I had raps still left in me. Like the X-ray machine wasn't that great, and yeah, I was sniffing all through court. I was sniffing in the prison as well, because I had about 3 8 balls left inside me.
And so when you first moved, hard time in the prison, you get tested those first few days or anything like this? Anyone come and try?
No, when I went to prison, it was a shock because I was in a house one time with 15 people and I was the only person that didn't go to prison. So it was a big shock to me, because prison will either make you or break you. And yeah, I haven't been to prison. I had been arrested once or twice. Do you know what I mean? I didn't get into no trouble then. So like, it was a bit of a shock, to be fair. It was a very big shock. But it was all right. Like, I didn't think...
Make any friends or anything like that in
there? The first time round, I made like very good friends in the prison, but prison's changed. It's not the same no more. It's really not the same. No one's got like old school morals. Like, people don't.
You said it was a bit of a shock then, but obviously it wasn't enough of a shock, or it wasn't that bad in there to obviously put you off obviously committing crime or anything like that. Because you said you went 3 times. Is that correct? So
the second time was a recall.
But how long did you get in that first one then? So obviously you were
on
remand.
The first time I got 4.
Pled guilty straight away. Didn't take it to trial.
Yeah. I banned to rights. Do you know what I mean? Never involved anybody.
But could you say that you obviously were threatened to do it or anything like this, or you didn't do it, you just took it?
Not under duress, because when they raided my house...
Tried one, didn't work.
When they raided my house, in a hotel, like one of the pools weren't paid for, and it came to my house, so they was like, you have been to Amsterdam, like you've been out there and you've been active out there, do you know what I mean? So... Yeah, basically. No point in fighting it, yeah. But because I was real like that, I got 4 years and 9 months, which isn't that much of a bad sentence.
Okay, so by the time you obviously come round the court case, what was that, 6 months into it, and then you had a couple of years to do it?
Yeah.
2.5 years. What did you do, 2.5 years?
I've done 2.5, yeah. But working through the system...
Obviously, you went in there and you was obviously... you took a load of raps in there to start with. Did you maintain a habit during the time in jail, or did you come clean in there?
No, it was just like... I had a party.
You ended up getting 2.5 years in there, and then talked about any like big traumatic events in jail or anything like this, or any fights or anything like this.
No, well, the first time, yeah, I didn't have any fights. Like, it was a new experience, but I kind of handled the situation, and people were like, they couldn't believe that it was my first time in jail, because I never asked no one for nothing.
Took it in your stride and that.
Yeah, like. Yeah, because I wasn't a needy person. When I was first in there, obviously, I had like quite a bit of sniff. And when I first come on there, I was on the detox wing, yeah. And I see a girl, yeah, being held down and decrutched for like a 10 of brown. So I kept that shit to myself, really.
But had you become hardened from being out in Amsterdam and working with all these firm boys and that you've been involved in?
Because,
that hardened you?
Yeah.
Because you become tougher, you have to be in certain situations where there's drugs involved.
Yeah, because I could handle it. And
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So did that strengthen you for when you went there?
So when I went there, it was like, it was new to me, but I still was able to handle it. Like, it didn't break me. I didn't ask no one for nothing.
Well, I think you probably had a criminal mind, I'm guessing, at that point there.
I think I've always had a criminal mind, to be fair.
She's very smart.
Yeah,
very
business. You know, like I like loopholes in things and how to get away with things. Yeah.
So you know when you're in there and that then, so obviously if you've got a mindset like that, were you like intrigued and asking other people about what crimes they're in there for?
Yeah, but I've always been intrigued in...
It's a need to know basis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially people you're socialising with.
Yeah, but I was intrigued. I was intrigued by people's stories and crimes, and like, I want to know how you got caught. So if I was to do that, I don't get caught. Do you know what I mean? Like, that kind of life has always... it's been appetising to me. Only because some people talk about doing it, but not a lot of people can actually do it. And when you
it is. It's when Holloway days, we used to be like sectioned from murderers, sectioned from paedophiles and all that. Now they don't do that. Now they just mix and blend. So it's like you can be walking around a fucking nonce. If you don't ask questions, you wouldn't know. Excuse me for wearing the glasses, but I feel kind of naked in it. Like war stuff, innit? So, yeah.
You know, like in the American jobs, because you know, like the British men's ones and that, like obviously no one needs to ask for paperwork or nothing like that. If you know the American jobs, I've heard people say, "I'll get your paperwork out." And stuff. Do people do this in the female jobs?
No, because you know, by the people that are nonces, or wrong uns, they work in the churches.
Yeah. Oh, they get treated differently from us,
and they're very well protected. Yeah, these days. Yeah, anyway,
they get
for sure
very well protected, and they get put on a pedestal. I remember, like, on my last sentence, I wanted to be, I wanted to go in a production that they was doing. They had a production in the prison, and I got told that I was a security risk, so I couldn't do it. Yeah, and I was only in there for showing. But someone who murders someone could be in the production, and I didn't actually understand it. And they get the reins of the prison, to be fair, because where there's in the female population, there's only a small amount of prisons.
They don't ask questions. Females don't ask questions. They just accept shit, and it's weird.
So people don't fuck up the sexual offenders and stuff like that.
Listen, just tell females. If there was someone that was a nonce, because that's the worst thing.
And would they turn a blind eye to it? If they got fucked up the screws, would they turn a blind eye?
Of course they would.
Absolutely.
Like, Why not? I've been told.
Would you not ever fuck up any sexual offenders? Like,
okay, right.
That's why I don't ask questions.
Yeah, there was one.
And that's why I don't make many friends in prison. You know why?
Sometimes it's better not to ask questions because you're trying to get out rather than be in there.
Not even just that. No. It's not a need to know basis for me. Yeah, I've understood through going in jail for many, many years that I need to kind of school myself and be re-educated and look at myself where before it was looking outwards and looking what everybody else is doing. What are you in for? Oh, whoa! Okay. What are you in for?
Fair play for having that sort of mindset. That's a bit more of a grown-up mindset.
You do find out people's crimes.
It's through a documentary on Channel 5.
Yeah. Right. It's like, I remember one time there was one girl, she was inside, but my spirit never took to this girl. People used to take the piss out of this girl. My spirit, I don't know why, but it's never taken to this girl. And then I found out that she fucking was giving her child brown at the age of 8. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and stuff like that.
You know, it's funny because people become your fucking lawyer. Yeah. What are you in for? You're going to get this amount of years. It's your first time. You're going to get this,
Well, everyone's an expert on law, but people who are the fucking biggest idiots that break it is fucked up. Everyone in there is fucking going to be a millionaire and everyone in there is an expert on law.
Absolutely. But the people that carry on like the big old I am inside, when you get out on the road, you realise that really ain't shit.
Do you get, like in the men's jails, you get like people who are like dominant people who try and like run the wings and stuff like that? Do you get people that are trying to boss the female jail, like female bosses within the jail and stuff like this?
Years ago, okay, so...
And is there a pedestal within it? Like, you know, within the men's jails, obviously you've got murderers, you've got drug dealers, drug traffickers, obviously they're going to be looked at in a certain way.
Years ago, when Holloway was open, years ago. But nowadays you've got a new breed.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, their values and their fucking...
It is so different. It's like they prefer to suck up to screws and shit. Yeah, but they're not even getting anything. I don't actually understand. It's different. Joe is different. Screws think they're your friends. Yeah, they don't. You're supposed to address me as Miss Robinson. I'm supposed to address you as whatever. But it's not like that now. Now we're on a first name basis. Now I know which screw sleeping with which screw. Like,
what about the male screws in there? Are they sleeping with a lot of the inmates?
Well, I did have an experience with one of the in Holloway.
You talked to us about that.
Yeah, well, I had a
And how that begun and what it was, and like was it?
For me, like, you know.
Were you doing it like for attraction to the guy? Were you doing it for attention? Were you doing it for thinking about what you could get out?
He was showing me attention.
Feel like this or anything?
No. Like he showed me attention. I thought I was unique. Yeah. But little did I know he was doing that with a lot of girls.
Yeah.
You know, so the first encounter that I had with him, I had a visit. And he was like, yeah, okay, I'm taking you to your visit. All right, cool. He took me in the lift. Anyway, he took me in the lift and he picked me up because he's a big guy. I didn't expect screws to behave like this anyway. So for me, I thought, he's showing me attention. I must,
What did you do? Just grabbed hold of you, picked you up?
picked me up and started lipsing me, and I started entertaining it. I was like, yeah, why? Started entertaining it like I was something special.
So you weren't visiting a boyfriend or something?
No, I was visiting. I know my son was coming up to see me with my mum.
Okay, cool.
Do you know what I mean? And it was just like, when he done that, he said, I'm going to get you a single cell. And I thought, yeah, you do that. Get me a single cell. But then I noticed for his benefit, yeah? But then I realised talk goes around.
Did he get you the single cell then?
He got me the single cell, yeah. He didn't come and see me.
He didn't come see you?
No.
But at least you got the single cell then.
I got it. With the fucking lodges of cockroaches and all.
But you were hoping obviously for a relationship with this guy or whatever.
Not open relationship. I was just
hoping for a relationship.
It was just attention.
Yeah, or something.
I hadn't had that male attraction for a while, so for me, a screw, a man in position, show me I felt powerful, Yeah. I thought, this is one for the grandkids, yeah? Well, that's how I was thinking.
It is like that, the blokes in there, when they get a relationship with any of the workers in there or something like this, it's a big branded points, like, innit? Yeah. Where it's like, fucking hell, like, everyone's want to know about it, everyone's trying to ask questions.
Yeah, but I never spoke about it, but I started hearing through the grapevine that there was many other girls that were...
Well, I remember being in Bronzeville for the first time, because it was like a holiday camp then, it was new. Yeah. And I remember going there, and I remember there used to be a gap in the door, and I remember... When we was locked up, there was a little hole that you could look for, and there used to be a girl opposite me, and the screws always used to go and smoke in the cell because you could smoke them times. Yep. And I remember the screw used to smoke in the cell, but when we was locked up, the two screws and the fucking SO was smoking in her cell. Do you know what I mean?
There was a screw, I'm not going to name his name, for security reasons, but he come to my cell, like, through the buzzer, in Bronzeville, and he said to me, oh, Chantelle, are you ready to see me? Because I used to flirt with him. But you know that you flirt with the men, innit? Boom. So anyway, he said, he come into the room when everyone's locked up, bust my door, sat on my bed. So you're going to give me a striptease? I went, stuck it on me. I went, yeah, all right. So I went through the radio station, and guess what comes on? Tease me. So I say, whoa!
I know who that is as well.
Was he attractive, or did you feel pressurised?
No, I know who he was.
No, I didn't feel pressurised because he was an attractive guy. He was a young guy, and I thought, you don't know about me. I'm going to make you know about me. You don't know about me.
They do. The screws do. They do. They just have my better.
So have you ever like slept with any of the officers and that to that point?
No, I haven't even gave a blowjob. No.
But did you know? Was it frequent? I would have thought a lot of the male ones were going to be.
Do you know what?
Females, like they're not.
I would say the women officers, because they're becoming more. They're more lesbian officers. Are becoming more in like tune with me.
So they're the ones who are more on it.
They're more on it. Do a little flirting.
The ones with red hair. Right.
So, Kate, you went the first sentence. You ended up doing 2.5 years, and that. But obviously, it didn't have enough effect on you to obviously put you off the life crime because you've ended up going back twice. So, talk to me about what happened when you come out of jail. Then,
So
you must have had plans of obviously going straight.
I did go straight. The first time I went in there, when I come out, I got a recall. I got a recall for. So
what was your setting when you come out then? What were you doing?
When I first was in there, I worked my way through the system until I got to open. I got myself to an open prison.
DCAT.
East Sutton Park. And when I was in East Sutton Park, it kind of worked to my advantage because when I went there, I worked my way through the system. I became the prison driver. Yeah, and when I was the prison driver, obviously it was a trusted position.
And what did that prison driver consist of? What was that role? Taking people on the day releases?
It was when people went out to work because it's a working prison. So when people finally got to work, they would be picked up at certain points, like from the train station or whatever.
So that's a wicked job to have.
So it was freedom during the day. It was freedom during the day.
And what the prison had a car for you to obviously.
Well, it was like a van sort of thing, a minibus sort of thing, or I would take like urine samples to the doctors, or I would pick up glasses from the opticians and stuff like that. So I was able to drive and work my way through the system, so the system worked for me. When I came out, I had a job working with the council, and it was a good job. Do you know what I mean? When I come out, they offered me a contract, and I was working for them, and then they cut down my hours. And when they cut down my hours, I got caught in limbo. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't have no money at the end of my wages because I was paying out for my rent, I was paying out for this, that, and the other. And
what was it? Old Temptations and the Criminal Mind. Old Temptations.
It was quick money, innit? Yeah, like where I wasn't doing everything, I used to think to myself, you know, like where I'm not the one shot in, I'm not the one. It was kind of like I would detach myself from the situation. Do you know what I mean? I used to drive. I used to drive people up to Scotland and that. Yeah, I used to be a driver. But then it kind of like turned around one day. Because when I went up there, the person that was shotting up there was smoking all the stuff. Yeah, it kind of. But like I told the person that was hiring me to drive, about it, and then I kind of ended up working with them. So it was our business instead. And and then I got
so what happened then? Mate's fucked up there. What?
Basically,
up there or what?
No, the person that I was working with tried to stank me.
In what sense?
They took their cousin up there to work
behind your back.
Behind my back. But they took the rental that I took out, and the police got the rental, so my name got involved in it, and I got arrested and taken up to Scotland, 16 hours in the sweatbox. And questions.
And so what, did this cause you to get a recall or what?
So then I got a recall. And why did I get a recall?
Straight recall from the police station? Or
no,
what?
Not straight recall from the police station. I got recalled because I went to Scotland, which is out of England.
Even though you weren't doing it, you've been
saying... I didn't get nicked in Scotland.
Car.
They took my rental up there, basically. And what happened is there was a woman that we didn't trust up there because we wasn't going to Scotland. We was going to different parts of Scotland, like where they haven't really seen black people.
Aberdeen and all these sort of places?
Is it Aberdeen? Peterhead, Inverness.
Inverness.
Yeah? So, like, you know, like...
Black people look after
No, they didn't know. They was looking for the blackies. We know you got them in, and they talk different. They're like, fit as saying kin. Yeah, like, you can't understand them. They don't just speak normal. Like, I went to Aberdeen and...
yeah, drugs get expensive there.
Weird, isn't it?
And teeth are teeth that they buy. Yeah, but we was like catching the fishermen. Yeah, because they go out for like 3 months and fish and
stuff.
They've got
lots of money to spend as well.
And they've got because it's like a 30 grand a year job. Do you know what I mean? So they've got money and they have their rebates as well. So it kind of worked out for them. Do you know what I mean? And there was people that there was some girl that I just didn't trust, like, you know, like she come with some bagarang story that she lost the gear and stuff like that, and I was like, the parcel she had, she could have, like, you might as well give them birth, do you know what I mean? So I didn't trust this girl. So my friend, so the girl, she snaked me, went up there with her cousin, the girl went to the police station, gave the keys to the police and said the blackies are at mine. Right, so, so, karma.
Because it's very rare.
Karma.
Yeah,
but anyway, so, so that's what happened. But because the rental was in my name, I got arrested as well.
Yep. So you got nicked. I got nicked. Straight recall straight back to the jail.
Yeah, I got.
How long was the recall then?
No, 28 days.
Yep.
Which I was quite lucky, really.
Well, straight 28 days.
Pardon? Yeah.
Straight 28 days.
Yeah, straight 28
Wake up
days.
call.
But you know what? The 28 days.
Right.
The 28 days is harder than a two-year sentence because your head is still out on road.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you have like your head to wrap around 2 years, you kind of get into a routine.
What are you doing worrying about this line up in Scotland and that while you're locked up?
No, I didn't give a shit about the line, to be fair, because you see that I've always learned way to do business, to good business. So the people that I work with, we've always looked after, and that's what saved me. Do you know what I mean? When she was fucking over people, the business partner was fucking over other people.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's why you ended up inside and I was still on road.
So you come out after 28 days then, and then what happened?
I lost my job at the council. Yeah. Because the police actually came to the council and was asking questions about me, and I stayed normal. I didn't do any crime until,
Okay, so
a
what?
good few years later.
And so what? Did you end up settling down during that period then, and like getting relationships or anything like this, or?
I was in a relationship.
So how did you stay out of trouble then, like during those few years? What were you up to then?
I was in a destructive relationship. I was in an abusive relationship. I ended up being with someone who used to batter the shit out of me. Like I've got a
pattern, isn't it?
Yeah. No, do you know what it was? Because I wanted someone to want me. Do you know, like this was the first time that...
That's the type of guys we go for.
I was his girlfriend, and in his area, everybody knew him.
So who's the man in the area?
Yeah.
Selling drugs or anything like this, was he, or involved in crime?
Name brand. He was name brand. He was known for a lot of things. He was known to pop star. He was known to have the first businesses in the area. He was known to like have car wash. He was known to... He was well known in the area. Him and his family are well known in the area.
And so what made him abusive in that? Was it you, a fiery relationship?
His own insecurities. I got with him, and that was the first time that I was somebody's girlfriend, and I was known for being their girlfriend. And I was at a very impressionable age with him. I was at a very impressionable age when I first met him. And he was 10 years my elder. So he could have moulded me into whatever he wanted. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I was very impressionable. But he didn't. And he abused me, and I got a thing called Stockholm Syndrome, where you fall in love with your abuser. Because at first, because I've always searched for what my parents had, you know, like 31 years, and people nowadays, they give up on relationships too easy. You know, like at the first hurdle, and if you don't buy me the right ring, or if you're not wearing Gucci, or you ain't got the right job, you're gone. I don't believe in that, I believe in compromise, and I believe at working at something. And because I wanted that so much, I put up with less than I deserved because I wanted that so much. And because...
the ring, yeah?
Yeah, I got the ring. Don't get twisted, 3 bags. Yeah, I got the ring. Yeah, I actually got the ring when I came out from my first sentence. I got the ring. But the life, I never got what I wanted. I loved the wrong person. And he used to beat me up. And I've got a man-made eye socket and cheekbone. I've got a missing tooth. I've had my lips split.
So what allowed you to get out of that situation then? Because you were putting up with it obviously over and over and over. How did you get out of that situation?
How did I get out of that situation? Well, basically, because I was addicted to someone. I know it's insanity doing the things same time again and expecting a different result. But sometimes it's like habit, you know, like you do things out of habit, and it's better the devil you know, so I was with him, and I believed that I was in a certain position and we had a certain bond, even though like things would go bad because we both had an addiction, I believed that things were because of the addiction.
What was your addiction at this point?
I got into smoking crack cocaine.
Did you get into that? Was it smoking with your partner then when you came out of jail?
So how I got into smoking crack cocaine, basically I met up with a girl and we was doing Charlie, and then she started putting Charlie in spliffs, right? And I didn't understand it. But then one time these spliffs became so sweet, and she said, "Come here, I want to show you something." She took me to the toilet. And she goes, "Listen, you see, like you're smoking a spliff, She said, "Try it this way," and she gave me a pipe, but it wasn't a pipe, She gave me no, it wasn't even a fucking Martell. She gave me an inhaler.
Oh yeah,
right, an inhaler with oil in it, and because it didn't look like, you know, them big crack pipes that everybody's smoking, it seemed more
feminine.
It seemed, because I didn't like processes to things, do you know what I mean, but it didn't feel like I was being dirty and trying to smoke and whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? So she introduced it to me, and I call them parasites because, you know, some people, they're like leeches. They want to suck on you.
That's their experience. They got to learn.
But
learn. Everyone has their own journey.
But what I'm saying is that she only rolled with me so that I could feed her habit. Do you see what I'm saying? But it was a learning experience. I'm glad I've gone through these experiences because I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't gone through them experiences.
But you said your partner was smoking at the same time then?
Yeah.
His abusive partner? So,
yeah, and he was smoking at the same
so you
time.
smoking together and that? You were smoking?
I only used to smoke with him.
Yeah.
I didn't... he took me to crack houses to buy stuff, but I never like used to sit down in crack houses and smoke. Like he would just go buy his thing and we'd go to the house and smoke. And it was about the addiction, but then it wasn't about the addiction at the same time.
Yep.
I wanted to be noticed not just for the addiction. Yeah, I wanted to be your woman. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it was all an illusion at the time. And yeah.
How did it come to an end then?
How did it come to an end? I ended up on my last sentence. I ended up going to prison when we were shotting together, and we got caught. And basically, he turned on me. I didn't turn on him. He turned on me, and that was kind of.
He snitched on you.
No, basically didn't take responsibility. You know, like there's not real men out there these days.
No,
They look after their woman, and go, you know what, I'm gonna hold that because we got kids. You understand? And go, you know what? Actually, babes, you'll be better for me on the outside.
Yeah.
100%.
No, but you know what? What I'm gonna do is drag you through it.
Yeah,
Who does that?
A real
Who does
partner
that?
should have had you selling the drugs with them in the first place.
Absolutely.
You should be at home kept, innit, if they're taking
He wasn't my partner
Absolutely,
then.
but if you've got kids together,
He wasn't my partner
you
at the time.
got to think logically.
Yeah, he wasn't my partner at the time.
No point you both going down for it.
No, he wasn't my partner at the time. Because we came away from each other.
You've got rice. You want
No,
rice?
just going to drink this one. He wasn't my partner at the time. He was with somebody else that he cheated on me with and got with. I got broke, yeah. I got broke and I needed to make money, and because I was used to quick money, yeah, I was like, can we do a thing together? And it worked, yeah, but you've made it look like it was all me, like.
And so how long did you end up getting then sentenced to that time then on this third term?
20 months.
20
I've done 20 months on remand.
Yeah.
And being on remand is like horrible. Like he got bail.
Yeah.
But I was on remand. And being on remand, yeah, it's horrible because I was left in like you don't know what's happening. Yeah, and you can't put your head around you can't get your head around something because you don't know how long you're get, you don't know what's going to happen to you. So it was horrible. And plus I stayed in the remand prison, which I don't like the remand prison either. Brunsfield I don't like.
Did he take no responsibility? Did he not say that?
No.
Nothing wake up.
No responsibility.
No,
Jesus.
At all.
As a matter of fact, as if she was the snitch.
Yeah.
And
Wanker.
so how was that? So that was obviously horrible, the limbo of it, and then so how long were you on remand before the court case came round?
But then I was on remand for 20 months.
20 months,
Yeah.
fucking hell. And so you got out on time served by the time you came round. So it was the whole time fucking on remand.
And the worst thing is that when I was in
Why
there,
did it take so long to come round to?
because what happened is I went guilty.
Yeah.
Obviously I got called banned to rights. I had the thing, yeah. I had stuff on me. I got caught banned to rights, so I went guilty because obviously you want your third off, don't you? Yeah. So I went banned to rights, and then he went not guilty. And then when they went to court, they said they're not accepting the not guilty plea, so they put it in on trial.
Okay, so they did the trial first, and then they did yours after.
Yeah, but the thing is, I got called. What was it called? Got called a snitch. But I wasn't involved in the trial. Do you understand? There's not a statement for me that involves you in the trial. Do you understand? So nothing. His trial was separate to my sentencing.
Okay. And so when did you get out from that 20 months then? When was this?
April.
Yeah.
Well, it's April.
So you've been out for less than a year then at the
Yeah.
moment. And so talk to me about how you're getting on at the moment then.
Well, do you know what? Yeah.
So you obviously not got back in contact with this same fella then?
No. No, I've learnt how to detach myself like from them feelings and detach. Yeah, like like I know myself. I know me now. Do you see what I'm saying? To be fair, like I've got more of a grip on my life now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got more stability now than I've ever had.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'm good. You know, like I fell on my feet. I'm good.
Well, hopefully it continue, and then you keep doing the right things, and just only improve, won't it?
Everything is improving. But I think the best thing that is improved is the mindset.
Of course.
Do you see what I'm saying? I've learned that when I've learned how to have self-control, everybody loses control.
Yep.
You see, when it comes to pushing buttons, I'm the person that pushes the button, not you. I'm the person that will pop it off, and I've realised not to be used by everybody. I've realised not to be disappointed by everybody.
Realise your own potential.
Yeah, and my own potential. Like I have never given myself the credit. Yeah, that I was supposed to give myself credit for, and I've recognised it myself. Do you know what I mean? Like I know my strong points. I know my weaknesses. Yeah, I know what I want. I know how to be focused. And at this time now, yeah, I've got the stability. I've got the focus. I've got the bestie. Hello, can I get a high five?
Oh.
Thank you.
Hey,
I've got the bestie. I've got my business plan, and I know what I want to do, and I know how we're gonna. We know how we're gonna do it.
Hopefully, channeling all these powers in the right way, and it can only be, hopefully, channel all these skills in the right way, and it can only prove to be success. You know.
Well, do you know what the thing is? I've learned, like, I've made people's businesses successful. Yeah. And I see one comment one time. Yeah, and it was like, build your dreams, or someone will hire you to build theirs. Yeah. And I thought to myself, I'm fed up of putting my energies into other people's businesses, into other people's lives, and giving that part of me away to them.
Good. Yeah. Not give it to yourself.
So I've given it to myself. Yeah. And I'm in such a better place right now. So all of them experiences that I've gone through, yeah. For one, I'm happy so my children don't have to go through them, because I've seen that side of life, yeah. I've got through it, yeah, and they don't have to, yeah, because I can advise them and I can guide them, yeah. For free, it's made me the person I am today. You've got to find the good in the bad. Do you know what I mean? If you go through an experience and you don't learn from it, yeah, then what's the point of going through the fucking experience?
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
That's good.
And before, I'm not blind to everything. You know, I don't. Before, I used to be blind to a lot of things.
You can make me drink.
You want a drink, mate?
No, I've got one now.
I used to be blind to a lot of things.
Yeah, now you opened your eyes.
And now it's opened my eyes. It's like I can see things for what they really are.
No one ever can play you in a situation no more.
Yeah, because you see life, yeah. You see life, yeah. And that's the thing. You see life, yeah. You see what I know and what I can do, what I can handle. But you see all of this illusion bullshit, yeah, right? Like, I'm not into the fucking illusions. Do you know what I mean? Like, people build up a story.
How do you know the illusion?
Pardon? How do I know the illusion? Now, they're transparent. Now, to me, they're transparent. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not an illusion. You can't build up the illusion because of the book of bullshit now. Look on the bottom of it. You'll see the author and my name. Yeah? Because I've been there, got the fucking bus pass. Do you know what I mean? Freedom pass. And
Oyster now.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. But, you know, like, now, I don't have it, but now it's like kind of, it's kind of hard because, like,
separate the real from the fake.
Yeah, but when you separate the real from the fake, how many real are there? Do you see what I'm saying? Many. Being real, yeah, is like a blessing and a curse at the same time. Yeah, because some people can't handle the realness. Yeah, some people. Like, I can deal with my life. I live me. People can't be themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm me, and I've always had that sort of attitude. Like, I don't really care. Like, your opinion means fuck all to me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I need to do what I need to do for me, and it's as simple as that. Like, I will do what I want to do. I've only got one fucking life. Okay. My parents can't control me. My situation can't control me. Society can't control me. Yeah, but I'm doing me, and I have to be me. Do you know what I mean? Like, people get controlled by their siblings. I know me from the first strand of hair to my little pinky toe, and I've learnt about me, what my thoughts are, what my things. Like, I never used to give myself a pat on the back for knowing that I can talk to anybody. Yeah, talk to rich people, poor people, different kind of people from different countries. So my partner used to have power because he could bully up the place.
That's a partner. I'm talking about friends.
I'm giving you an example or something, right? Because he used to bully up the place. Yeah, me, people gravitate around me because I'm me. Yeah, like, I'm not rich in my pocket, but I'm rich in my personality. Yeah, I will get places. Yeah, because of me. yeah, and finding a common ground with people and being able to talk to people, yeah, and not have people scared of you. I used to think what he had was power because people used to be scared of him, yeah. It's not about that, yeah. It's about people gravitating towards you, people doing business with you because they know they do want to do business with you, having old school morals. No, I don't have old school morals no more. I used to have a man in North and a man in East, and I used to be the middle girl. They were shot through to each other. No, hold on, Nick, hold on. They were shot through to each other, yeah, but they're enemies, but they don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? Because people don't. I've never name dropped. Like I've never needed to name drop. You know when people try and name drop who they know and what they are. Bridget, I don't need to stick to a winner because I'm a winner in my own right. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't need to drop who I know and where you come from and whatever. But the people that I do know and I do gravitate towards, they've been beneficial in my life. Yeah, people serve a purpose. Whether it's you can have one person that just makes you laugh. Hold the conversation.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know people have lost the art of conversation? Do you know people that are like... sometimes I see people as brain dead lemmings. Like I actually sit on a train the other day, yeah, and there was about one person reading a paper, yeah, that wasn't on their phones or had their earphones in and whatever. I actually saw
years ago, it was the comic say, hello,
how are you? Hello, how are you? Yeah. Do you remember when you used to know somebody's telephone number? Fuck me, people don't even know their own fucking telephone number nowadays. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't dial it. Like, things have changed so much. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of...
Well, hopefully you can stay on the right path and don't get...
I'm on my path.
This time and don't get in no trouble and to do the positive things, isn't it?
Do you know what the thing is? I've learned... you see, it's harder, yeah, to... make money, sustain money and do things, yeah, than it is to make quick money. But I learned when I make quick money, I've never fucking saved a fucking penny. Do you know, like, money's run through my fucking hands, yeah? And I never saved a fucking penny because when you make fast money...
You don't appreciate it.
Yeah, when you make fast money, you don't fucking appreciate it, yeah? Because you know that money's going to be there tomorrow, yeah? And you just do what you want to do and you don't save and you don't do things. Now, I appreciate the little things. Yeah, I appreciate
spiritual growth,
love with your kids, tranquility. Yeah, when I was in prison, all I wanted to do, yeah, was sniff me boy's hair and bath him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, take him to a park and hear him giggle. Yeah, I do little things with my kids. Take them out, show them.
Hear me giggle.
But you know that showing kids about a stinging nettle when you get a bay leaf, to take it out, or let's go and pick some berries or go pumpkin picking and stuff like that. Like the most basic things in life are the hardest to get.
The best things are free things.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
That's wicked, so hopefully you too. But Chantelle, you've recently come out of jail, haven't you? Again, so when did you come out and how long were you in for and what was it?
I've been out about 4 weeks for drugs, selling for other people. But it's the name of the game.
How long did you get? How long were you away for?
4 years.
4 years. So served 2, was it?
Served 2, yeah.
Yeah. And how's that experience? Was it all right in there?
Well, this time, because I've been going to jail since 2004, so I've had a lot of... I know this might sound weird to you lot, yeah, but for me, jail used to be like a way out, yeah? So if I'm on license, I'll deliberately... If I'm in the not a good place, yeah, I'll deliberately put myself in jail, yeah.
It's an escape method.
Yeah,
right.
It is an escape method. It's really easy in there, isn't it? Like you got your meals, you got your TV, you got your routine. You can get up, you can do.
No, but you know what it is. I don't have to be responsible. Yeah, I had to be responsible. Yeah. You know what I mean? When I was responsible,
fuck me.
It was like, this is nice and it's nice.
Yeah, getting a conscience.
Boom. And I got introduced to drugs. Once drugs come into the equation, it's a different ballgame. Values, everything goes out the window. Yeah. So that was it for me. That's just my experience.
Where were you selling drugs and how did you need to get in court to get the 4 year sentence? Quite a long sentence.
Yeah. So basically for me.
Where were you selling it?
Huh?
Where were you selling it?
I'm not going to declare that, but I was in my playground. And it was only for my brother asked me, Shanky, listen. I was like, cool, no problem. Within 20 minutes, the ideas come, boom, picked me up. got caught with a parcel on me. They searched me. They didn't find nothing on me. But then they was like, no, we need to take you to the police station for a photo session. I was like, oh, mate.
So you must have had quite a lot on you to get a 4-year sentence.
Yeah.
Then. What did you have? How much did you
I
have?
had like 80 bits and cash on me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That
Instead, like an arsehole.
That could have been personal.
Yeah. Instead of plugging it, I didn't plug it. I just clipped it in my fucking boots. Yeah, thinking I was like, I'm not shotting it, boom, 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 in the canal. Yeah. Feeling like I've got a license, yeah. And next thing I thought, no, fuck it. Can't see no one in the canal, boom. I'm going to take a pipe in the bushes. Take a pipe in the bushes. I took the pipe in the bushes. I come out, no, because I become more alert. It opens up a thing for me, yeah. I come out, I was like, I can see someone black down the end there with 2 white people. I was like, that's cool, as long as they're not fucking, yeah. As long as that age is fine, yeah.
As long as they ain't got them trainers.
And they're far away. By the time I've gone back in, that's greedy cunt me, yeah. By the time I've gone back in and hit another pipe, I had this big Somalian guy come from I thought I was getting robbed. When I saw the Somalian, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get robbed. And then the Asian guy come from there, and the white guy come from there in the bushes. I was like, oh shit. You know what I told him? Like a dickhead, you know what I told him? There's some way in the bushes. I said, oh, I've been injected. I've never been injected in my life. But there was bare syringes around me. Yeah, so I thought that was a detour, innit? So, bear in mind you've got the freshies, yeah, which is like Indians that are like not licensed to be here, yeah, that are smoking in the bushes, yeah. They've been caught as well, yeah. So therefore it says to me, when I've been searched, they didn't find nothing. You searched me, they didn't find nothing. So, what the fuck? But then they said to me, nah, we're taking you for a thorough search. And I went, yeah. Someone's talking, but it's alright. You know what? I was in a fucking shithole anyway. Like, no aims, no goals. Like, fuck it. I'm waving the white flag at this point, yeah? So for me, it was like, cool, whatever. So when they took me to Acton police station, they searched, they found a thing, bomb, cool. Bang, it's alright, it's guilty. There's no other... I can't do under arrest, I can't do that. I couldn't even be bothered.
I think that...
You know that? I couldn't even be bothered, yeah? I said, yeah.
Hands up, boom.
Guilty, yeah?
Sentence.
I should have got rehab. I'm an addict.
Yeah, 4 years is crazy.
I should have got rehab. It's not like I'm benefiting from it. I'm benefiting in the way of like I'm finding my habit.
So you ended up. Where did you end up getting sent? Which jail? When you were on
Bronzefield. I went Bronzefield.
Did you spend the whole time there? The 2 years there? So did you serve 2 years of the 4? Was it?
No, I spent a year in Bronzefield. And you know what I thought to myself this time round, out of the whole period that I've been going in and out of jail since 2004, I knew, and I'm so tired, yeah, that something has to change for me, yeah. So all the times before I wasn't serious. It was about going back in jail. It was like another option.
Yep.
Yeah, to kind of sort yourself out, get back on track, and then come and do the same fucking thing again. Yeah, it took me a long time to realise that. I got this sentence, and I was like, you know what? Something needs to change. I never used to educate myself when I was in prison. I never used to do that. I used to fucking sit on my ass, do nothing, take drugs, whatever. I would never get enhanced. What are you joking me? I'd never do anything like that.
So you weren't taking drugs throughout this sentence then? These 2 years? The 2 years in there?
I smoked spice.
Yeah.
I tried spice. That's the first time I was introduced to spice. But for me, even though it didn't agree me on that deep level there, there was something about spice that used to tell me things and make me look at myself and go, you know what? You're a dickhead. Look at it. You see your whole life in front of you. Yeah? I don't know how to explain it. It's like an out-of-body experience, yeah? Like, I was so in tune with spice to the point of, I started to scare myself where I didn't want to smoke spice anymore because it was too intense. Too intense because it was all about me, looking into me. Yeah? And that's when I knew, you know what? I'm going to fucking sort shit out. I'm going to get educated. Yeah? So I made sure, yeah, boom. I got my hairdressing course. I got my biohazard, my fix course. Do you understand? And that was good enough for me for the first year.
It's good.
Yeah.
And so after the first year in there, where did you get moved? Did you get moved somewhere?
Downview. I went to Downview, and that was like lockdown 23 hours. Obviously,
So this was during COVID times then?
Absolutely.
So this is a madness, isn't it? Literally, it's like being locked in a
Well,
cell
it was
24/7.
like,
Did you have
it
a
was
job
like
or anything
how...
to get out your cell, or was it literally just lockdown?
No. If you was a kitchen worker, yeah, that was it. But for me, it reminded me how jail used to be. Pass the time, looking at yourself, you got to sit with yourself. From the time you can sit with yourself, yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. A lot of people deal with things in a certain way that might not be appealing to you. A lot of people harm themselves and hurt themselves throughout that period. It was a tough time. You know, to be in prison and hear screams and, the security bell being rung because someone's tried to kill himself, which is sad. It's sad. I didn't want to be that person. Even though it was 24 hours a day, I had to learn to have a routine within myself. Have to have a routine within myself.
Just to get through the day and the time.
Absolutely. And I was lucky because before it was like that, so I kind of had that experience where someone that might be new to it might not have had that experience. So it might have been a lot harder.
So anyway, you got out 4 weeks ago then, and so what are your plans then? You've got the hairdressing.
I've got barbering, I've got hairdressing,
the hair
level
looks crazy,
2.
it's good.
Yeah,
So-
I've got all that. But where's the work at?
So you're hoping when things open back up and that, then that maybe you can get into some hairdressing and barbering?
I hope so, and I hope it's not going to be too late, because right now I'm thinking, because I can't live on universal credit. Universal credit is a joke, really. And to live on a substantial amount of money and to manage it, and if that ain't one of your skills, to manage money and save money, it doesn't work for you. So for me, I'm all about other ways to make money.
Yeah, you want more, which is good. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to...
It is, but in a way, it might not be good for, how can I say, resorting back to experiences.
Yeah, there's no rush to get the money, just do it in the right way and get that more, you know?
But it is a rush because I'm here, I'm living it. And that £490 that they give don't last. It doesn't last.
Well, just take time, because like I say, there's no... You can get some money quick and it can end up back in there quick, you know?
Yeah, I'm not thinking on that level at all. I'm not thinking on that level. I'm thinking more of...
Obviously, everyone wants money
ways
quickly.
of opportunity,
Good.
you know?
Good.
And ways that I can express myself that people will get satisfaction from.
And what about your relationship with your children at this point? How many children have you got?
I've got 3.
3 children. What's your relationship with your children at this point?
So my son's 20.
Yep.
He's a big man. And it's a work in progress with him because he's now at a stage where he understands and hears things that what I did before.
That you don't like.
He don't like. So, you know, I've had conversations with him and he's given me ultimatums, and I feel like I have to live to an expectation with him, which is fine. It's cool. But I've got a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old who lives with my mother-in-law.
Yep.
Ocean I had with a one-night stand, and Bailey I had when I was in a rehab, when I was getting clean.
Yep.
And obviously you're not allowed to have special relationships, they call it, but I did, and I got pregnant.
Have you seen them since you come out? Are you going to try and go and see them, or have you got to do
my
something to go and
mother-in-law
see
is
them?
very stern. She's more about protecting the children than about what my feelings are, which is calm. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what, she wants you to prove yourself then first, or what then? Like prove you're stable and be out for a little bit of time before she's going to let you have access to them, or what?
Good question. I think for her, it's more about my kids because of the routine that I used to lead before was always like pick them up and bring them back down, let them down. So I think she's more protecting them of the pattern that I've put them through before.
Okay, that's cool. Well, hopefully you can prove yourself, and obviously where she sees you're stable through certain bits, then you can get them back in your life as well then.
Yeah.
But alright, so I think we'll leave it there for today, but obviously I hope you enjoyed this and we'll see how it goes up and that. And I'd like to sit down with both of you and do it in more depth and detail and go into your life and do it properly. You know?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story. I really enjoyed it. I know lots of people relate to it. You'll see. Hopefully, you enjoy the response you get from it, and see what you want to do in the future.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Chantelle. Cheers.